Hey Lucy, wait up. I want to ask you something.
I can't, Kaiser. We are almost late. See? The bell is ringing already. What is it?
I just wanted to ask whether you managed to get that document file that Ms. Obet asked us to buy last week.
My dear, I went to 4 shops in the complex, but none of them are selling those files now. It is a shame that none of the stationery shops have them.
Yeah, I had the same experience. I hope we'll be able to proceed without it.
Yeah, but some stationery shops have been closing lately, hey? Why do you think?
Don't know. Maybe COVID, transport costs from South Africa, too much theft of their stock.
Learners, please, did you not hear the bell ring? Come in and get settled. Time waits for nobody. I can't wait all day to start my class.
We are sorry, ma'am.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to the first radio learning program in series of 5, which we call Let's Learn About Business. The series is meant especially for grade 12 learners, those who are getting ready to write their final exam. But we hope that others who have interest in business study will also find it interesting. Our first lesson is about nature and purpose of business activities. This will include specialization of business activities. At the end of this lesson, our learners should be able to, number 1, explain the purpose of business activities. 2, describe the scarcity problem and opportunity cost. 3, evaluate the impact of specialization of workers on business. And lastly, analyze the reasons why business often fail during early stage. Please have a pen and notebook ready so that you can make notes of important points that you might want to remember later. And don't forget, we have a question at the end of the program that will help you to prepare for your exam. So, let's learn about business. Grade 12 learners, today we speak about purpose of business activity. In other words, my question to you is, why do we have business in our communities?
So that we can go buy the products we want.
Or that we need, not only want. Businesses are supposed to supply in order to satisfy our needs. However, though, I visited 4 shops yesterday and I did not get my stationery needs satisfied.
I hear you, Lucy. As we go further at this lesson, we might find the reason why you couldn't find the product. However, if you are talking about document files I told you to get last week already, then you are waiting until the last moment to find it. That was not clever at all.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe there is currently a scarcity of folders in South Africa where they make them.
Or it's because of the war in Ukraine. These days, that's an excuse for everything.
Wow, guys, hold your horses. Let's start by explaining the purpose of business activities. Guys have said business exists so that we can buy the product we want. Lucy ended their product we need more than we want. Both are correct. So, the purpose of business activity is to satisfy customers' needs and wants using the factor of production, or call it resources of production, though they are all of scarce.
Scarcity is a problem.
Yeah, guys, so much so that there is a concept like the scarcity problem.
So, scarcity is when businesses do not have enough products to fulfill all the needs and the wants of population, ma'am?
Exactly, Lucy. We say the scarcity problem is the lack of sufficient product to fulfill the total wants of the population. Meaning, there are fewer resources, or let me say, there are limited resources which we cannot satisfy the unlimited needs and wants of people. So in your case, you waited until just before you needed to have the file for class, not knowing that the manufacturer might have run into problem of scarcity of the resources used to produce those files. So, your needs could not be satisfied.
Yes, ma'am. Now I miss out.
Another reason why we can't always buy what we need or what we want is
because we cannot afford them.
Yes, Geyser. The shop want to make money. And we as consumer have a choice whether we buy a very fancy product or just something we can use. The difference is the price. The fancier or more luxurious, the more expensive the product is. And money is also a resource that is limited.
That's true. I have to choose what I buy with little money I have. If I have only $20 and I can buy a folder second hand from a friend, but I'm also hungry for a burger which costs $20, the choice is very hard.
Yes, I know which one is going to win, and it's not Albert's file that you're going to buy.
Yes, you will have to choose, because you could only satisfy one need with that limited amount of money. If you choose to buy the burger, geyser, then the folder becomes an opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is the item you choose to forfeit or to leave out, not buy at the moment. Will you remember this term?
Yes, miss. Opportunity cost. Cost here is not the price of something, but almost like a lost opportunity. You could have bought it, but you didn't. You used the money on something else instead.
Well said, Lucy. Since our money is limited resource, we have to find a way to use it optimally. This brings us to another term and purpose of the business activity, which is specialization. When the business specializes its production process, it helps the business to use their resources efficiently. They can produce more and satisfy more needs.
Yes, I still remember what we learned in grade 11 about specialization. It is when a country, business or individual concentrates on doing a particular, limited or specific task that they are good at.
Well said, Gazel. Now, all the factors we have discussed will have positive and negative effect on business and also to its employees. The business owner must study them so that he or she be able to evaluate the impact of specialization on either the workers or the business itself. Please make note about the common advantages of specialization. This can be to the country, to the business, or to the employees at the business. But we are mostly going to concentrate on the advantages of specialization on business and the employees. Specialized labor is able to concentrate on one task. A person who spends time performing one task becomes very efficient at that particular task. It also saves time on training, as an employee can be easily trained for that particular task. The other advantage is each worker specializes in a job that suits them best, which promotes job satisfaction. Specialized workers become quicker in producing goods and services. Therefore, using specialized machinery might increase production levels, thereby reducing costs. We continue with the advantages of specialization. It saves time when people do not have to move from one job to another. The factor of production become more efficient if they are directed toward a set task. For example, labor become more efficient the more skilled the worker become at a particular task. Another advantage, specializing help you save on equipment. No need to have a full set of tools or other equipments if you can just buy those you need for that specific task or to produce that specific product. Resource can also be concentrated where they would be most productive. Specialization allows large output at a lower unit costs.
Sure. That is a long list of good impacts of specialization in a business. Are there any disadvantages to specialization, ma'am?
Yes, Lucy. I'm afraid, as always, there are pros and cons. Specialization in business can also disadvantage both to the business and also to the employees.
I imagine it can get quite boring for workers to repeat the same task over and over again, which may cause them to become disillusioned and bring down their own morale.
Good point, Lucy. I haven't thought of that, but it makes sense.
Indeed, tedious and repetitive work may lead to demotivated workers, and there are more disadvantages. The first one, there might be loss of craft skill. workers are not challenged and might lose interest in the bigger picture. People do not feel involved in their work and will not understand the job of their colleagues. So, worker can become inflexible and unable to perform other tasks, which could cause problems during period of staff absence, and the production loses flexibility. Another one, specialization may lead to workers become little more than machines operators. As workers are doing same job over and over, quality might suffer if workers become bored due to the lack of variety in their jobs. A strike by one group of workers will affect other groups of workers. Specialized workers find it difficult to change jobs if they become unemployed. Specialization can present a problem while one stage of the production is dependent upon another stage. So, if there is a hold up with production, everybody else waits and the business can lose customers. It often results in the production of many items of the same style, while the market might demand a variety of styles and designs. Narrow specialization might make it difficult for factors of production to respond to change.
The list of disadvantages is so much longer than the advantages of specialization.
It looks like a business should think very carefully before it decides to specialize. This decision could actually make it fail.
Well, some businesses do very well to specialize, but they have to keep those potential disadvantages to business and to the workers in mind. In Africa, we do not have a lot of specialization, and in that way, the workers will learn to do a wide range of work tasks, which is good for the workers and for the business owners. But we do have to talk about the common reasons why many businesses fail at early stage. Can you guess some of the reasons?
Poor management, ma'am. Many managers are not competent enough in business management, and then their businesses fail.
That's true, Lucy. Unfortunately, business and management go together. An owner who lacks management skill can fail very quickly.
But ma'am, a business can quickly fail when the money runs out.
So true, Geisel. Whether it's a lack of startup capital finance for operation or capital to expand, the lack of it can cause a business to fall instantly.
Ma'am, I have another one.
Yes, Lucy.
I know a business cannot work if the business plan was not realistic to begin with, and if the business owner has not properly investigated the market to identify the customer's needs.
That's very good, Lucy. It happens easily. A person has a hobby or interest and decide to convert it into a small business, but they don't make the effort of first finding out if there's a sufficient demand for their product or service they want to offer. I'm sorry to say, but beside the 3 reasons we mentioned already, there are 6 other factors that make business to fail at earlier stage. Listen carefully. The following are fatal mistakes for a business to make at earlier stage. The first fatal mistake we are talking about is cash flow problem. Creditor will force such a business out of the business, or starting the business without enough planning, or the business fail because resisting the urge to ask for help, or maybe there's increase of competition causing a decrease in your market share, a decline in the market demand for your product, or the product might have lost its appeal to customers. When customers prefer new product on the market and the business failed to respond to the market trend, it's a ticket.
Sure, Miss Albert. Hearing you mention all these reasons for failure makes me so scared of wanting to start a business.
Me too, but I'll keep everything we learned today in my business notes and make sure I refer them constantly.
That would be wise, Geisel. And now, students, I hope you are better informed about the purpose of business activity, the scarcity problem, and the opportunity cost, and that you could describe and assess the impact of specialization of workers on business. Finally, that you could identify the reason why many businesses fail during an early stage.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's recap. The purpose of business activity is to satisfy the needs and the desires of the customers. Lack of sufficient product is called scarcity. Due to lack of sufficient product or money, consumer has to make choices which lead to an opportunity cost when they decide to forfeit one product and rather buy another. There are advantages to specialization business, but there are also more disadvantages to that. You should be able to discuss the possible impact of specialization, whether on business or on the workers. Also, you should be able to discuss the reason why business often fail at the early stage. Please remember, NAMCO has many more radio lessons that can help you brush up an exhausting school topic in your grade. Check out our website www.youtube.com/c/NAMCOEDU1. Before we say goodbye, here is our question for the day. We'll start with the case study. Belio specialized in producing and selling ceramic cups and plates. This is for 10 points. Assess the impact of specialization on Belio's workers. This is the hint. Use your assessment objective. For your knowledge, you'll get 2 points. For application, 2 points also. For analysis, another 3 points. And then 3 points for evaluation. Altogether is a 10 marks question. Listen to the question again. Belio specialized in producing and selling ceramic cups and plates. Assess the impact of specialization on Belio's worker. Remember, only to the workers, not to the business. Thank you. Until next time, goodbye.
This lesson is produced by NAMCOL with funding from the Ministry of Education,
Arts and Culture.